It's time for Coffee with the Chicken Ladies, a podcast for people who love chickens.
Hey everybody, and welcome. It's Chrisie&Holly from Coffee with the Chicken Ladies. We're here, and this is episode number 270 of our podcast, where we talk about everything chicken, family, fun, and
more chickens.
More chickens. We drink a ton of coffee. I'm talking a ton. But most importantly,
we hug chickens every day.
And we kiss them too. Don't forget. We brew coffee from a little coffee roaster in Houston, Texas. Bright and early coffee. Holly, Ann, what kind of coffee are we brewing today?
We're hitting some native pecan today.
We need it too. It's cold, baby. Okay, so if you want to drink the best native pecan coffee you can, you got to use this code CWTCL15 for 15% off a bag coffee. And where should everybody go?
brightandearlycoffee.com.
If you use K-Cups, go over to Amazon and follow them on their social media. Are you ready to sip some of this delicious native pecan coffee and chat?
I am. But first, a word from our sponsor.
We have some exciting news to share from our sponsor, Grubbly Farms. They're here, new and improved, Grubbly's World Harvest.
I'm a longtime subscriber, and my flock love the healthy, nutritious treats, plus orders $40 and more ship free.
If you haven't heard, Grubbly's has a fantastic layer pellet and crumble feed. It's packed with plant and insect protein, perfect for those picky chickens and ducks.
Grubbly Farms makes food and treats for healthy pets and planet.
To support us and Grubbly Farms, use the link grubbly.co/coffee. Try it today. Have you gotten the milk, bread, and toilet paper yet?
Well, I don't drink milk. I have oat milk. Pete stocks up on the toilet paper. I mean, he's a prepper, a bit of a prepper. So we're good with the toilet paper. I've got bread. I mean, I'll probably go stock up on some coffee creamer.
That's going to be on my list too. And you know what? This is going to come out after the fact, but we're recording in the midst of the big, all the journalists are like, get ready for the big snow coming. And I'm like, I'm not happy about this. This turns our lives upside down.
No one with animals to take care of is happy about this. It's kind of nightmarish.
I mean, the dogs don't like to go to the bathroom out in it. How can you blame them? All my chickens are cooped in the garage with heaters. All of your chickens are going to be in their coops with heaters.
Yeah.
It's not any fun for anybody with any animals at all.
No, it's rough. It's really rough. It's not going to be a good time.
All these people, I'll be cozy in by my fire and da-da-da-da-da. I don't want to hear it.
I know. I don't want to hear it either. I'm just like, please shut up. I know that's rude, but I don't care. When I'm out there sweating and dying, trying to shovel a path to the sheep shed. I
know. And it's been freezing here. So the chickens have already been in. My chickens have been in for like a week almost. So they're cooped up and not happy about it. They're warm with their heaters, but they want to be out doing what chickens do, living outside. But hey, it's winter. We're almost through it.
We were due a big storm, and here it is. Whoopee.
Yeah, I'm like, please stop raising it. As of earlier, I saw 1 foot to 2 feet of snow. Don't want it. Don't want it.
Yeah, the last count I saw for up here was like 18 to 23 inches.
Yeah.
That might be taller than my little sheep.
That's definitely taller than Rocky. Rocky, you wouldn't be able to see him out there.
Tulip, too. They're going to sink in the snow.
It's got a bunch of problems with it. It looks pretty for 5 minutes, and then I'm done. I'm like, I'm done.
Confession time. In my old age, this happened.
You are old.
I think I developed this in my 30s, but it's really bad now. Winter weather causes me severe anxiety. For real.
It does. It does. I can attest to that. You're anxious.
Yeah, it makes me very anxious. It makes me cranky. Yes. I try to do all the preparation. Oh, you're laughing. I'm not insulted.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you.
I am not insulted that you agreed with me or called me cranky, because I am.
You are.
Hate winter. I hate it so much. So, yeah. So if at odd times during this show, my usual lighthearted banter deserts me, that's why. I can't control my winter anxiety right now.
It's there. Hopefully when we go to Phoenix soon, you should get some sunlight.
I'm anxious about going to Phoenix. I'm anxious about going to Phoenix. I'm anxious about leaving the farm when it's not even getting above freezing. What I think I'm going to do is once I've laid in all the preparations, like tons of shavings and a delivery of food and a delivery of people food, I'm going to do some needle felting because stabbing things with a needle feels good to me.
And there you have Holly's state of mind.
That's it. That's
Holly
it.
Ann.
I can't hide it. It's coming out.
I know.
2 feet of snow is more than I can cope with.
I know. You and my mother both.
You got it on both sides.
Yes. So yeah, there we are. That's our current state of affairs. So who knows when this drops on Tuesday, we're going to all be cooped up.
But I do have duck eggs starting to come in. So
yeah,
I get to bake with duck eggs. Woohoo!
We did put a very dirty duck egg up on the stories.
They've been rolling around the duck house, so it was really dirty.
You were like, did you put that egg up on stories? I was like, it was your first egg. So there you go.
It was a dirty egg. I think you've put up some cleaner ones subsequently. But again, I'm super excited to bake with them. So,
well, that's what you can do when it's in between your shoveling every 5 minutes.
Shoveling, stabbing, and baking. And some eating, too.
Oh, is this cake done? Boom!
No, I was stabbing needle felting, not stabbing my cakes. What are you doing?
I'm imagining how it's going to be over there. Not good at the Kosmala household.
No. Come on, spring.
And Joe keeps saying to me, wait, it's only supposed to be 20 degrees. Why do we live here?
It's a good question, Joe. Why do we live here? Why?
At least we're not where it's super, super cold even more. So
no, that's a no.
That would be a big fat no. And on that note, if you're listening to our show and our rant and you're loving it, head on over to Apple Podcasts and leave us a written review. It does amazing things for the growth of our show. While you're there, hit that subscribe button because, hey, if you want to rant along with us. And if you can subscribe so you can get all these lovely weather snow rants and all the fun that we have with our episodes.
Do we need more rants than mine? Mine's a pretty big rant.
The only one ranting is Holly Ann over here.
If you're looking for
laughing at her, that's what best friends do.
If you're looking for other ways to help support the show, you can tell a few chicken, duck, and goose loving friends about us.
Snowplow drivers.
If they knock down my chicken mailbox, we are going to have a problem.
I already thought of that.
Man, I'm going to drive some T-posts next to it because I love my chicken mailbox.
You need to take some pictures and give them to me so I can get them up on our social media because it's one of the nicest chicken mailboxes I've seen.
It's adorable. It's made by the same guy who makes the chicken mailboxes for Royal Farm Stores.
That's why it looks like the ones from there. So, yeah.
You can share your favorite episodes on social media. Back on topic here. You can become a patron of the show, patreon.com/coffeewiththechickenladies. Thank you to our wonderful patrons. We love you. The other thing you can do to help support the show is visit our website and our show notes, use our affiliate links and discount codes, and buy products from our sponsors.
Yay! You know what I love when it's 95 degrees outside?
Being inside.
Well, that too, but I really love cleaning my igloo chicken coop.
Yeah, it is so easy to clean. You don't have to break a sweat.
And you can use a water hose or pressure washer, so it doubles as a cool down. I also love those run covers.
Oh man, the shade is superb. I go into the run to cool off.
Yep, my flock's covered during the heat of the day, just chilling.
Meanwhile, we're melting on the patio. Seriously, can we get in on this amazing coop design for ourselves?
They're out there living the dream.
So when it's pushing 100 degrees, the right setup matters.
That's why we choose an igloo.
Get your girls their own just in time for summer.
Search Omelette. That's OMLET.
The Breed Spotlight is brought to you by Murray McMurray Hatchery, defining quality for generations. For over a century, Murray McMurray Hatchery has remained a trusted family-owned business working tirelessly to ensure our poultry meet the highest standards.
Whether you are an experienced enthusiast or just embarking on the journey, look to McMurray Hatchery for guaranteed quality, rare and heritage breeds, low minimums, and all the supplies you need to raise your flock. Request a free catalog today. I do. I want my green eggs and ham because green eggs and ham are the best, but I don't eat ham, so I'll do green eggs and something else. And it's time for this week's Breed Spotlight. Yeah.
Yeah, but why are you doing that? Because now you're doing Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss makes me think of the Cat in the Hat, and the Cat in the Hat makes me think of big snowstorms. Why are you doing this to me?
I want to torment you. That's just what best friends do.
You're lucky that you are an hour away from me, or my needle felt on you.
So this week's breed spotlight is
The olive egger.
they have green eggs.
They do have green eggs, in fact.
Neither one of us eat ham, so we'll just eat green eggs.
Neither one of us have olive eggers either, even though I do think they're usually really cute.
I thought I did for a short period of time, but that was Gertie. We know that she was a Welsummer, so
Yes.
she was the odd chicken that slipped in.
You could have had one a few years ago too, but Joe wouldn't go for the olive egger. He insisted on spicy.
I love my spicy, though.
Spicy is very great, yes. Okay, the olive egger is a green egg-laying quasi-hybrid chicken that started showing up in North America in the past probably 10 or 15 years or so. Now, we're calling them a quasi-hybrid because they are a true hybrid by breeding, but they're not the super layers that are created by genetics companies that we usually call the hybrid layers. So that's just to differentiate them a little bit.
Exactly.
Olive eggers are also found in the UK, Europe, and Australia, and probably most of the chicken keeping world. They are not, at this point in time, considered a standard breed, and they are not APA accepted. And we're going to talk about the different generations of hybrids, because if we're just talking about first generation hybrids to make olive eggers, they're not a breed, they're not going to be APA accepted.
Right.
But if someone manages to standardize a strain, there's a possibility.
I kind of hope for that because I think this breed has an acceptance like that's no other, and it would be
not
great.
a breed, though. That's the problem. If someone makes a breed from it, because right now,
this type of chicken,
right now it's a type of chicken, and you can't develop a breed standard for a group of birds like the olive egger that don't have consistent appearance.
Well, the problem is too, you're using so many different birds all the time to get the same chicken.
That's why I'm saying you'd have to have a strain.
Yeah,
and you'd have to use the same parent stock. And then you'd have to breed those generations like F1, F2, F3. But we're going to talk more about that.
Where's a monk when you need one? Come on. I need a monk.
In the Canadian wilderness.
In the snow.
Yeah, in the snow, right? The name olive egger, of course, comes from the color of egg that they produce. And it's different shades. So olive green, sage green, army green, lots of different shades. Really beautiful. The green color is the result of a blue egg being overlaid with brown pigment while it's still in the hen's oviduct. And we talk about this amazing process way back in episode 28. We really get into the nitty-gritty of the colored eggs.
Man, that was far. That was far back, man. Woo!
We talk about it in our upcoming book as well.
We do.
Now, to make an olive egger, one of the parents has to have blue egg-laying genes. So they must be an Araucana or one of the blue egg-laying breeds developed from the Araucana, which includes Legbars, Americanas, and a few others. The other parent for an olive egger has to be a dark egg layer because that brown pigment, is going to blend with the blue underneath. And if you want an olive shade of green, you want a dark egg layer like the Morans, the Welsummer, the Barnevelder, probably the Pana de Sanca.
Exactly. And that's probably how Gertie got in there because she was probably... They were breeding with Welsummer, so she just kind of made it in there. Or somebody played a cruel joke and put her in there and said, let's see who takes her.
I mean, it is, I suppose it's genetically possible that progeny of a Welsummer would turn out looking like a full Welsummer. I guess that's possible. I don't know for sure.
She didn't like green eggs.
No, she didn't. But she did. She looked like a full-blooded Welsummer to me.
She looked like that to me, too. And she laid dark speckled terracotta eggs. So
I think she was in the wrong bin.
I think so, too. I miss her.
Oh, yeah. Me too. That was a great little chicken. Now, there are no set mixes for olive egger parent stock, but hatcheries and breeders have their own practices. My Pet Chicken were originally breeding 2 mixes for their olive eggers. One was Legbars crossed with Morans, and the other was Americanas crossed with Morans. And they were offering both like a standard olive egger and what they called the partridge olive egger, which definitely to me looked to have cream Legbar parentage.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
Now, since then, they've done some more work, and they now offer 4 different olive egger mixes, including the ones we just named, and a blue-black splash Wheaton olive egger. So that's Morans there. Wheaton Morans, I would imagine.
Yeah, I would think so.
And the 4th is the gold-kissed granite olive egger.
Okie dokie.
And that bird is really cute and it's barred.
There's so many.
There's so many. I know.
There's just so many. You can't even keep track of anything.
And then we get it. No, we're really in the weeds now because there are other olive eggers who have been given names by hatcheries, like designer names.
They try to get you. It's kind of like wines. They try to get you with these names.
They're still olive eggers though. So they would include the Starlight Green Egger, the Sapphire Olive Egger, and actually the Whiting True Green. Now the Whiting True Green is an olive egger, but they're at least an F2 level of offspring because all of them lay green eggs. You never get a brown in there.
And they're so green and dark. Those
and the hens all have a similar appearance. They're sort of a ginger colored hen. So again, they're olive eggers, but I think they're many generations later. So here we go. We're going to stay in the weeds for a little bit. So we mentioned F1 and F2 olive eggers. What does this mean?
Why don't you tell everybody?
An F1 hybrid, it's also that's a filial 1 hybrid or first generation. And that first generation of offspring came from distinctly different types of parents. So like we were saying, maybe a Cuckoo Marans and an Americana.
Right.
And with these F1 hybrids, there's a small statistical chance that they can lay a brown egg.
Now, here's the thing. Does it matter with those which is the male or female?
It'll change the appearance, but I don't know that it changes the egg. No.
Okay. Because some of them, it does matter. But I guess with these guys, it doesn't.
And I can't say that that's the same with all. Like some hatcheries or breeders may have their preference. Now, the F2 cross, that is a cross between 2 F1s or first generations. So this works in olive eggers because they're bred for egg color, not production.
Right. So they're not going to be super layers like the Golden Comet that we talk about back in episode 60.
Right. Golden Comets and Amber Lynx, Red Sex Lynx, they're all F1 and they're always F1.
And that's for production, that you want them to lay the most number of eggs early on in life that they can.
And the olive eggers may end up being good layers, but with them, again, the sole purpose is green eggs. That's right. So why would you breed a combination of the F1s and F2s? And it comes down to the egg color again. F1s have a 1/16th chance of laying a brown egg instead of an olive egg, while that F2 generation and succeeding generations, 100% green eggs.
And if you're getting an olive egger and you don't get a green egg, you're not going to be a happy camper because that's why you're getting them. You want the rainbow colored eggs. So, these hatcheries have to know what they're doing with these F1s and F2s, and they're not fighter jets, because that's what I think of when I think of F1.
I know.
So, because, somebody orders an olive egger and they get a brown egg, they're not going to be a happy camper.
Well, you can go with something like the Whiting True Green if if you want 100% green eggs, or you could pick a different green egg laying chicken. But the olive eggers, originally, it was a dark olive green egg. That was the whole purpose.
The Whitings, oh my God, if you ever look them up, those eggs, whoo, they're beautiful.
Both the True Green and the True Blue, they lay the most beautiful blue and green eggs. They really do.
They are beautiful.
We should probably spotlight them coming up again soon.
We should, because those egg colors, now that's a rainbow color egg right there.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm going to tell you about the olive eggers and how they kind of look. So they're generally straight combed, may or may not have feathered legs, may or may not be crested, may or may not have beards and muffs because they're hybrids. Okay. So, they don't breed true and have no breed standards. So it's kind of like a grab bag, what you're going to get. Right. What you really want to know that's true is that bird is going to lay you a green egg. And then what you're going to get is the Dana's grab bag, with the airplane earrings. You don't know what the F1 earrings, you don't know what you're going to get.
Oh, you tied that together. I see.
Their appearances vary, really widely. It's like crazy what you can get. Though many of them are going to be brown, black, or blue. And they're going to be adorbs. They're going to be cute. Oh, yeah.
And a lot of times you're getting those dark colors because the parent stock are things like black copper Marans or blue copper Marans or even Cuckoo Marans. You're getting a lot of dark color bases there.
Now, they're about average to large size. Think of who they're coming from. The hens are going to be about 6 or 7 pounds, and the roos are going to come in at about 7 to 9 pounds. So they're, average to larger size, which is good if that's the kind of size chicken that you want. Hens
You want an armful of chicken to love and hug.
Yes, unless if it was Gertie doing the wing dance for you and she was a girl. So
special girl.
Hens can lay anywhere from 150 to 200 or more large green eggs, and that they're going to be in various different shades of these greens. So you might get a light green egg layer, you might get a dark, you might get sage, you never know.
If they're a true olive egger, it should be darker, but, again, it can vary widely.
Oh, definitely. Now you're going to get that's 3 or 4 per week. Now, many of these hens will go broody because look at who they're coming from again. Those are more broody hens. Now, olive eggers are usually pretty calm and friendly, and they do make great pets. They're great.
Yeah, they're good for backyard flocks. I think they're great for novice chicken keepers, for kids. They get along with most other breeds.
And they give you rainbow eggs. So they're a well-wrapped package.
Yeah. I mean, again, like we've said 1,000 times in this spotlight already, they are bred for colored eggs, not egg production. So they do tend to have a longer lifespan than many of the production birds, like the sex lynx and the reds.
Right. Because their system isn't as stressed as a normal hybrid. So
exactly.
Now, on average, they probably tend to be larger birds. So you'll probably do better in the cold than the heat. So keep that in mind. They will need fans, etc., to keep them cool in the summertime.
Right. They make really great pets. So I feel like this is not a bird you can go wrong with. I wouldn't mind having, I'm a heritage breed snob, but I like the olive eggers.
Are you now?
Yeah. You didn't guess that, did you? Never would have guessed that.
Never. Okay, so these days, olive eggers are relatively pretty easy to find.
Yeah.
If you want them, look into your large hatcheries. Where else should everybody go?
You can try your feed stores. I've seen them in our local feed stores. You can buy hatching eggs online, or you can even breed your own olive eggers. Just for the love of all that's holy, please make sure you have a rooster plan in place because
you will get boys.
At least half of what you hatch is probably going to be cockerels.
Oh, yeah. They're going to be boys for sure. So know what you're going to do because it's not fair to them not to. That's for sure. Public service announcement for the day.
Right, PSA. Please don't dump your cockerels.
Are you ready to dive into the fascinating world of backyard ducks? Look no further than Metzer Farms, your premier destination for top quality waterfowl. Whether you're a seasoned breeder or just starting out, Metzer Farms has everything you need to elevate your flock to the next level. And if you're passionate about call ducks, you're in for a treat.
Metzer Farms hatches a stunning variety of call ducks, meticulously bred for their miniature size, beauty, and calm temperament. From snowy whites to vibrant colors, each duck is a masterpiece waiting to grace your backyard. Visit MetzerFarms.com today to browse their extensive selection and start your journey into the wonderful world of waterfowl. Metzer Farms, where passion meets perfection.
If you're looking for a chicken coop that's produced in a planet-friendly, sustainable way, try Nestera.
Each coop is made from highly durable, 100% recycled plastic that keeps the equivalent of up to 2,000 shampoo bottles out of a landfill.
Their clean, modern design will fit into any garden or run area and comes with an industry-beating 25-year warranty and a range of handy accessories.
Simple to put together, so quick and easy to clean, and most importantly, red mite resistant. Your chickens will love it.
Quick shipping from Nestera US.
For a 5% discount, use the affiliate link in our show notes, on our website, and on Instagram. Link in bio. Check them out today.
Eaton Pet and Pasture is a farmer-owned company based in upstate New York that creates USA-made, sustainable products for backyard chicken keepers. From low-dust hemp bedding and comfy aspen nesting pads to nutritious treats and odor-eliminating products, everything is designed to keep your coop clean, healthy, and smelling egg-tastic.
All their products are made right here in the USA with ingredients that are safe for your flock and the planet. So whether you're doing a deep clean or just a quick refresh, Eaton makes it simple to care for your coop the natural way.
They're your one-stop shop for coop freshness and flock happiness, made easy.
Visit EatonPetAndPasture.com to explore the full line of flock favorites and use the code COFFEE at checkout for a first-time purchase discount. Okay, so we're ready to move on to main topic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've seen a lot of this going around right now, and this is something that we want to talk about. It's 3 signs to recognize when you're dealing with winter vitamin and mineral deficiencies in your flock, because we've seen and heard of people killing their chickens because they think something's drastically wrong.
Thinking that a bird had Merrick's or some other kind of viral infection, or I mean, in my cranky state, I'm having a hard time finding my words. But what my words are is, please don't euthanize your chickens if you suspect the disease and don't have it diagnosed, because that's kind of horrible.
It really is. I mean, vitamin deficiency in itself, mineral deficiencies, can cause lots of different things, and they become symptomatic. And the things that you're going to see can look pretty bad. And you kind of have to treat, and to replenish all that stuff, it could take a good week or 2 to get them back on their feet with nursing care.
Before we get started, just very quickly, a lot of these things, so we're telling you what these 3 symptoms to look for are, and then we're telling you how to, source the vitamins and minerals, blah, blah, blah. What we're not talking about, but keep in mind, is that external and internal parasites can cause some of these things too.
Right.
So it's not a bad idea to get a fecal run.
Right.
Or, even if you want to do a prophylactic deworming, to do that, if you're trying to narrow things down. But that, again, that's just something to keep in mind. We're not going to talk about parasites, but know that they are a possibility.
They are one thing that can cause a vitamin and mineral deficiency.
Right.
So if that's one of those times that I think it's okay just to go ahead and do a broad spectrum dewormer if you have it, and, see what that does.
You really can't run a fecal if you can't get to your vets because there's 2 feet of snow on the road.
No. Dr. Rebecca, where are you now?
I'm sending a carrier pigeon.
Yeah. So fewer hours of daylight, stress, poor quality of feed, and extreme weather can all contribute to vitamin and mineral deficiencies in your backyard flocks. You know why? Because this is all about stress, and these things put stress on your chicken's body. It puts stress on my body.
Well, yeah. Even when it's miserable outside, it's a good idea to try to spend a little extra time with your birds just to see how they're acting, make sure everyone's eating and drinking and doing normal chicken things.
And this is the time we say add the extra daily vitamins if you have them to the flock when they're under stress.
Yeah, we're going to talk about how to use the vitamins the best way, because the reality is many of these issues are actually quick fixes if you catch them early enough.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Feeding the best quality feed possible also goes a long way towards prevention.
Honestly, and I'm going to sound like a commercial here, but Nutrient Nature-wise, Nutrient Nature-wise is actually one of my favorites because it is lower in price and higher in quality. So it's one of those, you get everything you need for a lower price and you're not missing out on the good stuff. It has all the good stuff. So feeding them that is a good thing. There you go. I said it. Now, the first sign of a deficiency that most people notice in their chickens is abnormal eggs or a sharp decrease in laying, which means they're laying one day and then they stop.
Don't lay for 3 weeks or something.
But in the winter, if you have winter layers, this can also happen normally as their bodies get back into rhythm. So there may not be a problem.
A few hiccups are to be expected as they come back into lay, after their break. But if you're seeing persistent misshapen, soft-shelled, or other weird eggs, that's a big red flag for you.
And that happened to Lucy this year.
Right.
She was having soft-shelled eggs, and basically there wasn't enough light, and her body wanted to lay eggs. And the calcium, the culprit, like we say, could be the calcium, and it's also vitamin D. So you need all these things with the sun to work together, and when you don't have them with winter layers, it causes the deficiency.
Right. Your hen's body requires vitamin D to process calcium, to make it bioavailable. And so while weird eggs can be a sign of a shortage of calcium, they can also be that vitamin D, like you said, or both.
Exactly. And vitamin D, we know, is coming from the sun. You get it from the sunlight.
So you're right. The vitamin D shortages is rarely an issue in the summer. I mean, your birds are sunbathing. They're doing their thing. There's abundant sunshine, and your hen's body will store vitamin D. But in the winter, you may need to supplement along with a bit of dietary fat because vitamin D is one of the fat-soluble vitamins.
Exactly. So it's not one that's easily, they can get. They really need that sunlight. Now, number 2.
Not preening. Always be on the lookout when you see a bird who's not preening regularly. So not preening, dull and ragged feathers, and no dust bathing.
Yeah, I mean, the skin and feather health suffering, especially not long after they're molting, can signal deficiencies in vitamin A, D, E, zinc, and possibly lack of dietary fat. Keep that in mind because that dietary fat helps that shine and the glossiness on those feathers. They do need a little bit of that. Also, do a mite check because mites are trying to get warm.
Right. It's always good to do a mite check just in case. And again, you can check out our episode for external mites where we talk about treatment,
which we might talk about that again in the future because
for sure. Now, vitamins A and E. In warm weather, your flock is going to get this from foraged grass and greens, foraged insects, and both of those vitamins are needed to keep the preen gland healthy, to produce healthy fatty acids, to create the preen oil, and to avoid impacted preen glands and keep the integumentary system healthy.
I saw a thing on this on People. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but it was basically saying people in the winter, and this is kind of the same deal here, that you get a lot more ingrown hairs in the winter because people's skin dries out. And what happens is the keratin builds up over the hair follicle. So the hair can't get through and then it gets blocked. So you have to moisturize. So this is kind of the same deal.
It's blocked sebaceous glands. Yeah,
exactly. But in the chicken world. So you have to basically make sure that they're getting these sunny summertime vitamins in the winter.
Now, this is also interesting. And the reason vitamin D comes up in this conversation is because there's a precursor to vitamin D that's found in the preen oil itself. And that precursor converts to vitamin D in the sunlight. Your bird will ingest the vitamin D as he or she spreads the oil and preens with their beak. So there's this whole vitamin D component that's needed in there.
Exactly.
Zinc is also needed for skin and feather health. And as we said before, that fat is necessary both to make the preen oil and to metabolize the A, D, and E vitamins, the fat-soluble vitamins.
Okay, so let's go into number 3. They're always cold, puffed up, hunched, not eating or drinking. Now, this can become a vicious cycle, so it's good to catch it early. If you notice that somebody's starting to act a little weird, this is when you want to pump up the vitamins and do that kind of thing. A bird who isn't eating or moving much will feel even worse if they don't eat. If they eat little, they don't move around, they're going to feel worse and so on and so on. So this could be a combination of deficiencies, including vitamin C, E, B, selenium, and electrolytes. Now, this one's really important because electrolytes in people and in birds can mess them up majorly.
We did a really interesting episode on electrolytes in the heat that got into the science of oxidative levels and things like that. And it's just as important in winter as it is in summer.
It is. I mean, definitely. Now, chickens can synthesize their own vitamin C. Several studies over the last 10 years have found that excessive cold causes oxidative stress in chickens. That's not a shocker there.
Right.
Not a shocker at all. Now, especially at sustained temperatures of 20 degrees Fahrenheit or below, this depletes the vitamin C enough that the supplementation is necessary. Okay, so vitamin C is essential for a strong immune system for your chickens. I mean, it's all the same in us and them. You think about us and them. I know I keep saying this, but it's easy to understand that way. Now, electrolytes are also extremely important in winter, especially in times of cold stress or strain on the immune system. Along with vitamin C, electrolytes help ward off oxidative stress and regulate essential body functions. Because without them, you're going to see an unbalanced bird.
Your birds can die if they don't have the electrolytes in their body that they need and the vitamin C that helps everything. Yeah.
This is when you see the birds who are weak, who may stumble a little bit. They're not balanced. This is all from the electrolyte, the vitamin unbalanced, and it takes a while to build that back up. They'll seem wobbly. It's all due to lack of vitamins and minerals.
And these things tie in with the vitamin A and selenium, which are also necessary for immune function and strong muscles, and the B vitamins, which can cause neurological issues and anemia and reduce feed take if there's a depletion.
I mean, you could be feeding your birds and they're not absorbing these things.
Well, there can be a lot of reasons for this particular depletion of this group of vitamins. But one of the things we always tell you to keep on hand is poultry NutriDrench.
My best friend.
That's right.
You.
NutriDrench helps fight a lot of these deficiencies, and it can also help balance electrolytes very quickly without your bird even swallowing it. It's absorbed in the mouth and the throat and the crop.
Adult size bird, 1 cc by beak. Anything smaller.
Once a day.
Yeah, once a day. A half cc, bantams are a half cc by beak once a day. And I mean, these things really help. Definitely.
If you see a bird who's stumbling, I mean, you could have the electrolyte balance off. You could have muscle problems. I mean, all of these things tie together. The NutriDrench also helps stimulate hunger and thirst, which can help jumpstart a poor appetite. And the other thing that we will do, and this is like TLC in nursing care, which is always all important. Any birds who are having these problems can benefit from some time away from the flock for extra meals and nutritious snacks. You can mix up some great before bedtime treats for your flock using the following sources of essential vitamins and minerals that we're going to tell you about.
Right. And you can also, this is where your Emerade comes in handy, giving a liquid meal so that you know they're getting something. External, internal parasites, you can feed them and they can eat till no tomorrow. They're stealing those vitamins and minerals, the mites and lice and the parasites. So this is why we want to say, don't give up on them. Figure it out.
Absolutely. I mean, I really feel like it's this last group of the vitamin C, the electrolytes, the vitamin E, the selenium, B vitamins, where you can see like physical manifestations, anemia, stumbling. Please don't assume that your bird has Merrick's or something and kill it.
No.
See a vet if you need to, but try the supplementation first.
Yes. Okay. So let's tell everybody where to get these vitamin sources and the best places to get these things. So let's start with calcium.
So oyster shell is always best for calcium because it has a sustained release. Things like eggshells are good for a quick boost, but that's not going to stay. If your hen is depleted of calcium, just eating eggshells is not enough to get her built back up. Oyster shell is by far the best thing.
It's because there's bigger chunks and it dissolves a lot slower into the system.
Poultry NutriDrench has calcium and it also gives a quick boost. So don't rely on that one for sustained release either.
No, definitely not. Okay, vitamin D. Commercial vitamin D blends, something that you're going to find out there in your chicken vitamins. Poultry NutriDrench, that's good for a quick boost. I was talking about this earlier. Egg yolks are excellent for vitamin D. Oily fish like sardines and tuna. I've given my chickens some tuna before to give them a quick jolt of vitamin D in the winter.
There's some crossover too. As we talk about the sources for all of these things, there's some crossover with some of them. So that's why I'm saying you can put together a nice little mix of them. We only mention the commercial vitamin blends right here because you can overuse them. You need to follow the instructions on them very carefully. Like you can overdose your birds with, say, vitamin A.
Right.
So the best way to get this is from the natural sources, but keeping those vitamin mixes on blends for an emergency few days, they're really good. One of my favorites is Rooster Booster.
And one of my favorites is Strong Animal Chicken Essentials Chicken Elixir. Chicken Elixir is okay for everyday use, according to the label.
It sure is.
So a capful per gallon. This is something that you can feel okay and feel good about using on a daily basis during times of stress in winter. Like I'm using it now. I just got in the driveway 2 bottles delivered of it from Chewy because my chickens are in. So they're not getting a lot of sunlight right now. So I need to make sure these vitamins are going in. So let's go down to vitamin A. Where can we find that?
Again, you can get it in Poultry NutriDrench. But the primary source for vitamin A is dark leafy greens.
I have kale in the fridge for my chickens all the time.
Yeah, I buy kale for mine too. I mean, in the warmer months, I'm growing things, but in the winter months, if you buy a bag of kale and throw it out for them, they'll probably devour it. and they'll be the better for it.
Yeah. So let's go on to vitamin E, green leafy vegetables, another. So like you said, there's a lot of crossover. So if you're going to do green leafy, you can cross over and get some of the vitamins with that. You can get vitamin E in seeds, whole grain wheat, whole grain oats, and whole grain rice. Now, know your rices should be cooked all the way through so there's no expansion inside.
Right. The rice absolutely needs to be cooked. The wheat and the oats do not need to be, and you want to do the whole grain there because it's the germ that has a lot of the vitamin E in it.
Right.
Seeds. So Eatin' Pet and Pasture has the hemp seeds, which are a really good source of vitamin E, and our birds love them. But you can also check out the wild bird section of your grocery store, and they often have some seed mixes that are really good. You can mix it in with your scratch.
And even suet cakes that have those seeds in there and give them a little bit of that fat. Vitamin C, again, leafy greens, those berries, strawberries and leafy greens. Now, I've had guinea pigs many years. I don't have any right now, but I used to educate people on how to take care of guinea pigs because they need so much vitamin C every day. Leafy greens and berries are more than oranges for vitamin C.
Oh, yeah. Broccoli and cabbage and some of the other cruciferous vegetables are also very high in vitamin C. So, you can cut the florets off broccoli and throw the whole stalk out there and let them pick at it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, let them do that. Let's go into dietary fat. Those suet cakes, that contains a little bit of fat in there.
Soldier fly larva. Everyone loves the soldier fly larva. And that's a nice source of insect fat.
I like to say this, nuts in small doses.
Well, the small doses are important because some breeds actually can't handle the fat from nuts. Like it can cause kidney problems and things like that. So go really light on the nuts.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. And as we've mentioned before, the dietary fat is really important. It's needed to metabolize the vitamins A, D, and E, and for good feather health, etc.
Okay, zinc, which is really important. This is another one. Feeding the eggs back to your chickens can help with this. Seeds, as in hemp seeds, different things like that. Nuts in small doses. That's what she said. And whole grains. So again, another little bit. If you're feeding all the same things, you're going to get everything that you really need.
The last one is selenium, which is extremely important for your birds, for muscle health and other things. So you can find selenium again in the eggs. And when we say eggs for all these, it's actually primarily the egg yolks.
Mm-hmm. That's where everything is, honestly.
Right. That's all the good stuff. Oily fish, whole grains, more of the cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, kale, Asian greens, radish greens. All of the stuff like that is actually really good for your birds.
And you want to give these things more or less in the afternoon. So you want to let them eat their commercial feed throughout the morning.
Right.
And as afternoon snacks and stuff like that, you want to give the stuff that contains the vitamins that they really need. So
we give it, we call it snack bags, and it's some scratch in the winter. And, there's a bit of seed mixed in here and there. There's veggies and greens and things like that mixed in. And we throw that up like an hour before bedtime so people can fill up their crop with the good stuff.
Oh, yeah. And I give kale and I get the bag already chopped, but I still have to go through and I take those bits of hard stem out because they're small and I don't want them to swallow those.
Right.
And have crop problems. So even if you get the chopped kale, go through it and put it in another bag, like completely with all the hard stalks out of it. I'm like, I have to pay for these hard stalks. I don't use them. That's ridiculous.
I mean, it comes down to what we've always said is you want to feed fruits and veg either whole or chopped in small enough pieces that they can digest. So
exactly. So take those out.
That's always a good rule.
And they'll love you for it. They love these snacks. I give raw oats all the time to my chickens.
Oh,
they love it.
Mm-hmm.
They're all these different things. So they're going to need a little bit of help. But if your bird looks unbalanced, looks unkept, it could be vitamin and mineral deficiency. And it takes a few weeks to get them back on track. So please don't give up on them. That's all we're saying. Some nursing care can bring them back for sure.
I would start off with NutriDrench. Again, 1 cc once a day or a half a cc twice a day, I think you can do.
Yeah.
And getting some extra meals into them, making sure they're warm enough, and then keep building them up with the good stuff.
Look for mites, lice, give a prophylactic deworming, and keep trying on them until you can't. Because vitamin and mineral deficiencies are no joke. They make people feel really bad and they can make your birds feel really bad.
If your flock could talk, they would thank you for shopping at Eaton Pet and Pasture, your one-stop shop for coop freshness and flock happiness made easy.
From their all-natural USA-made favorites like hemp bedding, roost refresh, and nesting pads to convenient product bundles that make chicken care simple, Eaton has everything you need to keep your coop clean, cozy, and odor-free.
Check them out at EatonPetAndPasture.com and use code COFFEE at checkout for a first-time purchase discount.
Okay, so we're ready to move on to
Cracking the eggs?
cracking those eggs. And we're snowed in. What's better than a warm donut when you're snowed in?
Pretty nice. Pretty nice.
After Holly's shoveling all the snow, she's gonna come in and get a warm baked blueberry cake donut.
I probably am. And then a shot of something really strong in my coffee. Right, we did baked blueberry cake donuts for our recipe this week. I made them with a duck egg.
Oh, I love making baked donuts because it's so easy. They're so good. They go great with coffee and they're just warm and they're
just warm.
they're really gooey and they're great. Okay,
so warm.
and warm, man. They're warm. Okay, so let's go through the ingredients that you're going to need for this recipe. It's not too bad at all. This isn't bad. 1 cup of all-purpose flour or gluten-free flour 1-to-1. A half a cup of light brown sugar packed. A half a teaspoon of salt. 1 teaspoon of baking powder. A half a cup of buttermilk or dairy-free buttermilk, 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter or dairy-free butter, 1 large egg, 1 cup of blueberries. Now, for the glaze, these glazes are so easy to make and so delicious. 1 cup of powdered sugar, a half a teaspoon of pure vanilla extract, and 2 to 3 tablespoons of milk or dairy-free milk.
It really depends on how thick you want the glaze. I like it a little thicker.
I do too, because I want to see it on my donut.
Right. So this makes half a dozen donuts. It's super easy to double if you want to do a full dozen. I went with half a dozen because my donut pan is only for 6. So preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and you're going to grease or spray your donut pan and set it aside. In a large mixing bowl, you're going to add all the dry ingredients, whisk them together, and then set that aside. You're going to grab a small mixing bowl, add the buttermilk, the melted butter, and the egg, and whisk them together. Stir the wet ingredients into the dry ingredients and mix until just combined, and then gently fold those blueberries into the batter. Sometimes it's hard to get them to mix in, and you end up breaking them, and then you have really purple donuts.
Hey, we're Ravens fans. That's okay.
There you go, Ravens donuts. And now you can either spoon or pipe the batter into the donut pan. I'll pipe some things, but I don't have time to pipe these. I spoon this in.
Last time I did it a few weeks ago. I used the bag, the pre-made bag, but it is a pain getting it in there. It's easier getting it in the other thing.
If you have particularly big blueberries, it doesn't really work that well.
Oh yeah, you're like really trying to get those things out of there.
They're not coming out of there. So I spoon it in. Your mileage may vary. Now you're going to bake these for 20 to 22 minutes or until the tops are lightly brown and they spring back a bit when you touch them. You're going to let the donuts cool in the pan for about 10 minutes, and then you're going to turn them out to cool the rest of the way. Once they have cooled completely, you can make the glaze. You can carefully dip the tops of the donut into the glaze and then set them on a baking rack to firm up. And that's it. It's that easy. Delicious donuts.
I mean, you're not going to be able to go out to get donuts, you know, so
especially
make
not
your
with
own.
a duck egg.
Yeah, make your own. I have found lately, if I like, a few of my little grocery stores around here have their own bakeries and they do bake their own. They're delicious, but baking my own, like, and eating it right out of the oven, it's warm. It's
well,
delicious.
You know, the other thing about baking, like even if what you're baking is desserts, you're still better off baking and eating your own treats because you're avoiding so much processed ingredients.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
One year I made a resolution to only eat what I baked. And then I was like, I was baking a lot, man. I was like, no process, like anything. If I wanted a cookie, I had to make it. If I wanted a cake, I had to make it. So it's better for you in that way than anything processed. So try it. You might like it. Let us know what you think. Okay, so let's move on to retail therapy. Retail therapy. Yeah. This week's retail therapy we are doing an Instagram account / Etsy store that we found on social media that we thought was really cool. And it's called Glazy Hen Ceramics. And I mean, how can you go wrong with this? Seriously.
Super cute. I love me a little pun, Glazy Hen, for a ceramic artist. So I will say that this artist has got some ridiculously cute hen stuff.
She does. And she's inspired by her own flock from what it says on Instagram. So it's Glazy Hen Ceramics on IG. And then you can hit that link to go to her Etsy store. And some of the stuff that she has, it's beyond cute. The ceramic shop.
Yeah.
And oh my God. Cute, cute, cute.
Do you have a favorite of her stuff?
The first video I saw of hers, and you were like, that can't be. And I was like, no, seriously. She put these chicks inside the big mom hen and closed her back up. And you were like, she didn't close it back up. I was like, yes, she did.
I mean, you got to have some holes or something there, or else it'll explode in the kiln. She's not going to give her secrets away, and nor should she, but
They're cute, and they're all handmade. And I mean, honestly, you can't go wrong. They're inspired by her own hens. She has hens with big shoes on that she makes. She makes different things. So if you want to support a small business and it has something to do with chickens, this might be one to go over and, check out her store and see how she's doing, because, man, she's
got a lot of really cute stuff. One of my favorite things that she makes are these big round hens that are decorated with all kinds of flowers and things. They're usually like a black glaze.
Yeah.
With the flowers all over them. I love them.
She does a really good job. And I love the fact that she is inspired by her own chickens, and that inspired her to do the ceramics. So check her out. It's Glazy Hen Ceramics on IG, and just check it out and see what you think. We thought it was pretty cool, so we figured we'd give her a shout out. Okay, should we tell everybody what we're going to be talking about next week?
Next week, we are spotlighting an old European breed, and that will be the beautiful Lakenvelder.
Are they by a lake?
Oh my God.
I am horrible with mom jokes.
Main topic. This is a listener. Actually, this is a listener request from several listeners. We're going to talk about how to choose and raise friendly chickens.
Ones you can hug every day and kiss them too.
Lots of hugging. Cracking the eggs. Our recipe is cheesy spinach and artichoke baked eggs.
Because you want comfort food at night.
Please, yeah, that sounds good. And then retail therapy. We're doing something a little bit different. We're doing some gardening stuff. We're going to do a seed spotlight and tell you where to get these really amazing heirloom seeds. And next week, we're starting off with the sparkler white-tipped radish.
Oh, yeah. Are you going to grow me some?
I'm going to grow me and my chickens some. That's what I'm going to do.
How about me and my chickens?
You and your chickens can learn and grow your own. Ha ha ha.
What should we tell everybody to do until next week?
Hug your chickens, ducks, and geese.
Every day, and kiss them too. We'll talk to you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
If you'd like to see more of us, please follow us on Instagram at Coffee with the Chicken Ladies. If you'd like to help us grow the podcast, please leave us a written review on Apple Podcasts. If you'd like to become a patron of the show, please visit our Patreon page, patreon.com/coffeewiththechickenladies. Thanks for listening.